My goodness, will you look at the haters' comments? I actually had to remove a few because they were a little bit on the, you know, over the top side. Like, I'm not normally one to remove comments, you know what I mean? But when I see someone on one video, you know, calling names and bashing, and then they're on another one doing the same thing, and then they're picking on my subscribers saying the same thing, you know what? We are loving life right now in crypto land. We don't need your hating. So remove this user from commenting on my channel. Piss off. Piss off. Still love you though. Still love you as a human. So I got just, this is strictly, oh man, the cryptos are down for, you know, 2-3 days straight or whatever it is. What's going on? Are they going down? You know, they're going to zero. They're going to zero. No, they're not. Webbot already warned you. Get ready for some serious volatility. Also a plateauing, you know, where there's this crazy rising stops and then a little plateau, right? Well, that's funny. We had $420 Ethereum. What was it, a week ago or so, roughly? Again, Bitcoin getting close to 2,900, 3,000 again. And now it's back down to 2,200 last time I looked. Of course, Ethereum's down to 220 something. It was up to 236, back down to 220s, whatever. So I said, you know, let me just read what the Bitcoin reports, you know, the Webbot reports specifically for Bitcoin and cryptos. And I'm going back to the very last two he did, the most recent one, and then the one before that, which were funny enough titled June something or another, but they were both kind of for June. But one was really at the end of May, and then we got another one, as you know, recently in June. Nonetheless, so this one, and I think he may have meant to, I don't know if he meant for it to be July and just called it June, that second one, but this is the most recent one, right? I'm just going to read this page. Recovery more rapid, and all the language associated with the crypto space taken on an intensity that many will find difficult to absorb. Many are finding this crashing right now difficult to absorb, which is leading to more people selling off because they're in fear. People always trade with their emotions, right? And these are all new people to this whole scene. So these people don't have a trader mentality where they can stomach it. Nope. They get emotional. Everyone's selling off. I got to sell off mine. Someone's complaining, I lost 50%, man. I bought the other day, 50%, man. You said to use a credit card the other day if we didn't have it. Relax. Relax. It'll be back up. It will be right back up. May not be today or tomorrow or the next day, but soon. That's how these cryptos are. Cliff has been warning us for massive crocodile teeth. Big ups and big downs. But generally, it's going stair-stepped up. He already said this way long ago and has been repeating it. Our data has the ratcheting up of the intensity values within language growing over July and into August to be released into market actions as August proceeds. There are indications of release emotion trading, or whew, dodged a bullet there, now another trade, sort of mentality appearing as several episodes of government failures or serious mistakes or mistakenly directed energies called by them a success will be building up over a short enough period of time to leave an emotional residue on the trading communities. The data has some of these trading communities as being treading water and splashing about. Lots of froth, little progress, due to the mistakes or barriers created by a government in distress. The language showing up for July indicates major aspect sets headed by aggressive, energetic, frenetic, frantic, chaotic, and other words that are going to a description of lots of activities at a very energized pace. There are sets indicating that the pace will keep up through August. From the last week of June, the solstice, through the end of the third week in July, we have data indicating we all should be feeling the ramping up of the intensity aspect of this summer, Northern Hemisphere, that is forecast to build into a wall of intensity in September as the global government woes blow out past the secrecy barriers into global humanity awareness. These sets include explicit references to leaks of secrets of failing and failure in government that are forecasting a whipped-up few months of emotional turmoil gripping traditional markets and traditional government. Speaking of which, the two decent-sized banks in Italy that failed, middle of the night, Friday night, what happened? We come to work Monday and news, speaking of failing government, and which again, the ECB, who said we're not bailing out anybody anymore, we'll do bail-ins, caved. We're doing a bailout. We got the approval from the ECB commission, whatever nonsense, to yank $17 billion from the taxpayers to go ahead and bail out these two banks, even though we said we won't do that again. And it's like in writing in our little own charter or whatever. Right. Anyways, as the intensity emotions build up in more or less developing chaos within humanity over these next few months, model space shows it all breaking into consciousness of the general public in the 6 weeks from the last week of June through the end of the week in August. It is August 4th that shows as the emotional crescendo for these sets of the breaking into public awareness. These sets are explicitly referring to the liquidity freeze discussed in previous author reports over the last 19 months. These sets are indicating that the unaware population will be impacted by the liquidity freeze as the social institutions begin to fail, thus putting pressures on government at a global level. So this is mostly about government, banking, whatever, this part. Note on crypto meta markets movements. The data is suggesting that a curious effect called by us here at Half Past Human sloshing that is caused by movements of large amounts of wealth into and out of these currencies, cryptos. Our data forecasting model space is warning about the sloshing effect, but also about a hidden cause, which are the openings of the ICOs that will be occurring. The idea is that as the new currencies are each coming online, some of the liquidity in existing currencies, like Ethereum, will be drained out. This sloshing effect is a contributor to the wild and wide swings to be witnessed over summer 2017 and beyond. The more popular and oversubscribed the new ICO offering, the harder the slosh will hit. So this is expected to be very difficult. Here it is, ready? This is not me saying that. This is expected to be very difficult for Ethereum as it is the most commonly used currency at this time. I already told you that in the last couple of days. But now I want to read you what the report said way before this big dump happened on cryptos. And most specifically, Ethereum. Notes on the dates. There are dates provided within this report that are to the level of granularity that the data types allow. Please note that these are all assumed to be within the minimum error range of immediacy data, or plus or minus 3 days. Okay? Trade with dates from this report as targets at your own risk, it says. So now I want to go back to the report prior to this one, which I think, if you recall, I recall, was the end of May, and it was for June, I believe, right? Crypto space, the flow of emotional energies as a daily moving average or projection from the emotional sums has the 4th of June being the instigation point, the motivation, whereas the 9th is indicated to be the point of actual motion achieved. The emotional sums rise from the 9th onward through to the 24th at a grade or rate that suggests crypto space will be, as the data shows, highly charged throughout June, but in a rush or surge from the 9th. The surge language sets are filled with risks and risks exposed language. Some of these latter sets are cross-linked over to the sets about scam coins. We saw 400 plus Ethereum absolutely between the surge from the 7th, or the emotional sums rise from 9th onward to the 24th at a grade or rush or surge from the 7th, right? So from the 7th or 9th to the 24th, we saw Ethereum take a huge jump, and so did the other cryptos. A separate rising thread of emotional sums starts in as model space is progressed forward from the 6th. This is dominated by words around expectations and wishes and hopes and other language, all going to the idea of a very strong emotional attachment to the expectations about crypto space. The expectations language sets and their emotional sums are suggesting that there will be an increasing number of articles as well as exposure of the crypto space to a wider audience, which is exactly what's happening. 30,000 new people signing up on Gemini Exchange a day, 40,000 on Coinbase. My goodness, right? As may be expected, within a growing technology, there are many sets that are indicating confusion, loss, failure, breaking, and other language about a less than harmonious ability to enter crypto space and invest or speculate in crypto coins. Well, let's see. We've had Coinbase shut down twice now because of the crazy volume. During the first ICO of Status recently, I say first, but whatever, the ICO of Status coin, which was about 2 weeks ago, you couldn't move coins anywhere. Ether Delta was down for like days, a few days. Couldn't move anything in and out of there. There was a massive backlog of transactions on the Ethereum network, right? This is nailing what has happened recently. So to be clear, the number of new sets about confusion and difficulties with crypto space is growing by volume, but not proportionately within the totality of data for crypto space. In fact, the amount of data for crypto space in general is also rising, and at a slightly faster pace than the confusion sets within it. This is very much a confirmation signal that is indicating that a larger number of people are trying to get into crypto space and thus boosting up our confusion rates. As model space has progressed forward into July and beyond, the speed of rise of the confusion language also accelerates, which may be confirmatory of the forecast that debt-based sovereign currencies are going to run into new problems over June that will be eroding confidence in national currencies. It is noted as ironic that just as the confidence levels in national paper debt are falling, the confidence in Bitcoin and crypto space in general are growing faster than ever. Another pretty true statement there. The data sets have emotional pauses within the trading pressures for crypto space on June 15th. The data further has a few days afterward being a recovery period for the trading mind. These sets have the forward or upward motion being paused over mid-month. I realize we're in later months. These sets are suggesting in a strange way that summer solstice is going to come early. And then it says, other aspect sets in supporting positions to trading in crypto space include new sets that appear in model space around the 17th of June that are describing a communications misunderstanding. That would be a case of saying something that is not heard. In other words, the statement made, while true, is not correctly perceived by the audience. By the way, there was an ICO recently. They said it was going to run through like June 8th or July 8th or something. It sold out, or they allowed it to sell out, or they stopped it or something within a day or two, which upset a whole lot of people because they thought we'd be able to get into it into July. A little misstatement, miscommunications, they said. What are the chances? I forget the coin though, or I'd tell you what it was right now. But people have been emailing me this, dude, check this out. Remember the webbot? Exactly. The data sets are explicitly stating that trading will be confused by the confrontations that will arise due to the behavior that is initiated by the volatile, intense, destructive, and other sets about bad perceptions. These sets are suggesting that they are forecasting that traders will have bad behavior hit their endeavors over the latter half of June as perceptions gone awry, hearing something that is not said. You could also say, people are talking, oh, the coins are going down, they're not coming back up, they're going to zero. Oh, I see the propaganda articles already coming, saying something that, again, that's not really right, lying. They're not going to zero, they're going to rebound. But you put fear into people and now everyone's selling. And right this second, I'm not buying. I want to be a buyer bad, by the way. Bad right now on some Ethereum. But I've got too many things coming up with this house and stuff. I'm going to have to rent the place for up to 2 to 3 months first because the closing is out so long. I've got to have first month deposit, second month deposit, security deposit. I had to come up with an additional $10K for them to hold in case this whole thing falls through and they get to keep it. You know, if I make them wait 2-3 months and nothing happens or whatever, he keeps that. otherwise it goes as the down payment to the house. I also have to pay rent for the next 2 months where I'm at right now, and an additional $1,800 to get out of the damn thing early. So I got a couple of dollars I've got to come up with. Thank goodness I made an awesome move with my cryptos and turned 5K into 90K. Other sets generally affecting the crypto space include the reformation and cleaning house and improvement sets that get a growth spurt on the 23rd, which I realize we're a few days past that, whatever. There are sets for energetic and active and growing and persistent and expressive that are all in supporting positions for crypto space from the 23rd of June through July and right into August. Following in support in the money sets, the new growth includes sets for golden opportunities, financial benefits, positive results, dreams come true, positive aspirations, grand ideas realized, and other sets in similar vein. These sets are in the supporting chain for positive results that also include sets for realized gains. Note that in the case of the dreams come true sets, there are immediacy values, meaning very soon we're going to hear this from the time of this report, which was again very beginning of June or a few days before that when it actually came out. Immediacy values forecasting a number of young people, I'm 39 years old, is that me? Will be making videos about their dreams come true with the cryptocurrencies. These sets are providing a temporal marker for the next term step or plateau in the rapidly rising crypto space over summer. I know a guy that recently did a video, very happy, he's kind of young, 39 years old, that turned $5,400 approximately into $93,000 in the span of 3 weeks. Sure enough, I'm doing videos about it, their dreams coming true. Speaking of the word dream, I keep telling you about this particular house in which we're putting most of this money into as a down payment, is an absolute freaking dream house. It's unbelievable. No, it's not $1 million house. I can't, even with these cryptos. Even if I were to flip something right now somehow and make them, oh my gosh, I got $1 million in the bank. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm telling you now, I wouldn't go out and buy $1 million house. Not happening. But this house is more expensive than any other house I've ever looked at and thought, could that ever be a possibility? It is. But seeing all this stuff lining up with the down payment, brings it down to this level, I can afford that, boop, 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 yep, okay, I want in on this. It's the only reason I sold off my Veritasium, most of them. I still have some. Anyways, I wanted to share that with you because sit back, relax. If you got some extra cash, buy some more. Right? Cost average down. All cryptos are coming down, but what got hit really hard? Ethereum. Why? I just read it to you, and I've been telling you about this for the last few days. It's getting hit hard because you have to liquidate Ethereum or have some, first of all, to give to the company that's doing the ICO. We've had like 3 ICOs very recently, 2 of which were pretty big ones that got a lot of attention. So all those Ethereum went to those 2 or 3 ICO companies, who then have to go to the market and sell off to take cash in, as I've discussed ad nauseum now, so that they can fund their operations, their payrolls, their new buildings that they're going to do their work out of, you know, their office space. They've got to have cash. They can't do this with crypto, so they got to flip it into cash, which means they got to do a bunch of sell orders, which is going to cause what? When you have a lot of selling and not a lot of buying, it pushes the price down. This is normal market stuff. It's just way more volatile with cryptos. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. Trust me, I am. I'm really happy with how things are going right now. And I know a lot of my subscribers are, and I know they've made a lot of money doing this stuff, listening to guys like me and Cliff and Bix and everything, talking about this. And probably other people too, I'm sure. I'm not getting all the credit. I can't take all the credit. It's not just me. I based a lot of my stuff off of Cliff's reports. So anyways, sit back and relax. Nothing to worry about. Buy more if you can. Because if it's 220 now and it goes back to 420 in a hurry, as in, oh, maybe in a month from now, maybe less, right? You just doubled. You didn't even have to get it on an ICO. You just pretty much doubled your money almost. You know, 420, it really need to be 440 to technically double. But it'd be close enough, right? Would you be upset about that? Man, whatever I had in here, I just doubled. Again, that's the way it's working. Ethereum was 20 bucks in January. Even with a huge sell-off, $200 something, right? And again, every day, thousands upon thousands, I mean tens of thousands. Honestly, if you add up all the exchanges, you know it's hundreds of thousands of people are getting in on an exchange somewhere to play the game. And in order to quote-unquote play the game, you need at least two of the main cryptos, which is Bitcoin and Ethereum. And lately Ethereum, because it's the one the ICOs are dealing with. So they're going to have to go out on the market and start buying. But they got to wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks to get approved and verified by these exchanges because they're so backlogged. Which means what? We've got months and months and months and months and months and months and months of new blood coming into the game who are going to be coming out there buying up Ethereum and Bitcoin to get in on the action, which is going to cause the prices to go back up again. And when a new awesome ICO comes out, I would expect a similar type of thing to happen. But when you have 2 or 3 coming out, all in the time span of 2 weeks, I would expect what we see here today. Markets, crypto space markets down across the board for the most part, right? So just wanted to just touch base with you guys on that. Relax, nothing to fear here. Enjoy the ride. It's a roller coaster. It's up and down. It's hard to enjoy the ride down, right? But if you were one of the people on the side saying, I want to get in, but I'd want to maximize my money, I don't know if I should get in at 300, 350, and you've been like contemplating, now, whoa, 220 something, now's the time. It's got your name all over it. And what if it goes down even more, man? Jay Stitt, what if it goes down even more? Great. Someone needs to capitalize, right? So that's it. Take care.